How we doing? How is everybody, huh? We are having a good time, huh? Good Friday. Oui, oui. You got. Come here. Oh, a neighboruni. How's it going, brother? Yeah. You want to say hi? You want to come say hi, neighbor Rooney? Yeah? Okay, come on. You come say hi. Come say hi, neighbor Rooney. What's up? What's up, bro? Yo, thank you for the follow, Titanium. Did you hear about the Late Show? I did. What a shame, dude. What a shame. Colbert was a titan of the industry, man. Sad. I'm sure it'll get picked up somewhere else, though, like on an online streaming service, something like that, like Apple TV or some shit like that. You know, someone will pick them up. It had like super high ratings, right? Yeah, exactly. That doesn't really make sense to me. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? You want peanut? Here you go. Good girl. Go ahead, babes. Go ahead. I gotta sit back down. I wish I had like a little more space here. At some point, I'm just gonna have to like reorganize my whole room so I can have more space and then like put a doggy bed for her so y'all can just like see her when she's chilling. Yeah, I agree. The financial reason seems odd because like again, wasn't he like one of the highest rated shows? He was just criticizing his parent company's Paramount for settling with Trump on the bogus lawsuit so they could get their merger approved earlier this week. I know, man, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad because I am forced to have a Paramount Plus subscription because they have Star Trek. So I don't have a choice. They have all the Star Trek. God, can you imagine though, Titanium? Can you imagine? Um, Fucking JD Vance. I mean, like I keep hearing the big conspiracy I'm hearing from like the far lefties right now is that part of Project 2025 is to 25th Amendment Trump at some point and put Vance in. I know, dude. The shit he's doing with the media companies is insane. I was talking to my uncle about the. I was talking to my uncle about the stuff with the law firms, right? Were you following that? A bit, yeah. So we were having a talk about it. Now this was before, I think it was Perkins Coie, I think is the big one that won the case against him, and that kind of changed the dynamic a little bit. But he was so I love my uncle. He's incredibly accomplished. Neighbor Rooney, I don't know if you were here when I was reading off all of his accomplishments as a lawyer in DC. Incredibly accomplished. And my conversations with him are always super, super illuminating. I learned so much. Like the conversation I had with him over the ruling on nationwide injunctions, for example, like taught me a lot of stuff. It kind of calmed me down a little bit. Yeah, there was stuff to freak out about, but then there were other things where I was like, okay, well, there's some other things here that are like, we can work with and whatever. Anyway, he's great to talk to. But he definitely goes super hard in the Doomer sort of point of view on a lot of this stuff. And me as somebody who's like has not studied law, who has like a pretty decent understanding of it, right? I'm talking to him and I'm sitting here like, shit, should I be freaking out? Like what? And I feel like everything nowadays, yeah, I probably should be freaking out, but like I also feel like I have to try to stay like focused and like clear, right, when I'm talking about this shit instead of just chicken littling, right? Paramount owns Comedy Central. Yeah, I know. Isn't there like don't like the South Park guys, aren't they like pissed about still having to work with them? There's a contract dispute. I feel like they should tell them to go shove it up their ass, right? Because anybody would die to get the rights to South Park. They should just like walk, right? Because Amazon would pay them like a shitload of money, I'm sure. Right? Like they'd pay them so much fucking money. Let's see. $3 billion South Park fight that may blow up its future. Do they own the rights or does like Paramount own all of the rights? Could they just walk and go to somebody else? Is that even possible? Yeah. Let's see. Do Parker and Stone own the rights to South Park? They don't have sole ownership. They have co-ownership. So let's see. Yeah, dude, South Park is like continuously successful over decades. They might be able to explore options with other networks or streaming services. Yeah, that's right. They do have that deal with like HBO Max, for example. Um, so I don't know. Maybe they might be able to like try to finagle something else out of it, but yeah, man. Because like if I were them in this situation, like what leverage? Like what leverage? They have to have some leverage at Paramount if they're not just like fuck you, we're gonna walk. Do you know Skydance is headed up by Larry Ellison's son? I did not know that. But that makes sense. Man, these motherfuckers have so much money. Give me some of that money. Give me some of that internet money, eh? I want some of that money. Let me find the thing. Is he? Oh god. All of these like tech billionaires who used to be fuck, Tiny's playing connections. Yeah. Not looking. All of these billionaires just went for Trump, didn't they? It all just happened so fast. Here we go. Watch, I bet YouTube's going to be like, no. Yeah, but now I've heard that Mark Cuban wants to maybe do Elon's fucking America party. I don't know if that's real, because that was like an internet whatever bullshit. But like, I heard somebody say that, and I was like, what? That doesn't sound like what Mark Cuban would want. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's not his style.
What exactly does Canada want?
We want more money. Yeah, more money.
More money from where?
Just more money, you know. Canada doesn't get enough money. Other countries have lots of money. We want some of that money. How about the internet? The internet makes lots of money, so give us some of that money. Yeah, give us internet money.
Mr. Bootman, you seem to not
A
understand
Bootman.
how global economics works. I think
Don't give me that fat cat fancy lip wiggling. Are you gonna give Canada more money or not?
Shit's funny. Classic. I think he thinks about things strategically. What do you think he's thinking with that? That he's thinking he can... But if Mark Cuban goes over there, he's pulling from the Dem side. The strategic choice in the meetings with Vance and Trump? Not Cuban, is it? If Cuban's in the meetings with Vance and Trump, it's because he's trying to make like some sort of deal. But he doesn't support Vance and Trump. Let's see. Open the new tab. What do we got? The guy who was in the meetings with the Ukrainian leader? I don't know. Who was with Zelensky? I don't think that was Cuban, was it? Cuban doesn't really do defense. By factor 2-1, you want a new political party, you shall have it. When it comes to bankrupting our country with waste and gravity, lives in one party. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this seems to me, with the emojis that he posted, that he's celebrating because this has the potential to split the Republican Party, not because he wants to join it. Am I reading that right? Is that what you guys are reading from these literal just 4 fucking emojis? Oh. Oh, no. Okay. Isn't happy with the country. Cuban addresses decision trying to get Musk. America Party on the ballot. 2-party system. Sort of deciding votes. How Elon thinks he looks for leverage. This doesn't look to me like he wants to join the party. It sounds like he wants to prop it up. Whether he wants to join it, I feel like he wants to prop it up because he knows it's going to draw voters from the Republican Party. That would be my guess, because that's what I would be thinking if I was in his position. Oh, Casper. Wait, no, I don't know. Are you talking about Kevin O'Leary? No? Okay. Alright, well, I'm not sure who you're talking about. Okay. Trying to find it. Go ahead. Alright. Oh. So, We now have confirmation. Like we were saying the other day. Oh! What a fucking surprise. What a fucking surprise. It's not like I already fucking said this, but it is nice to have him actually have come out and said it. This was fun. This was fun to post. Because, like, the tankies in my Discord were trying to give me shit for it after I was, like, praising the movie and how much I enjoyed it. And at first, all I had to be like, well, the timing doesn't really work there, right, for when he wrote it. But a lot of people don't really know how that process works, right? So they might think that, oh, well, you know, he could just change it to make it be like that later. But then he came out and he said this, and I was like, boom, here you go. Here you go. Oh. Oh, boy. What do we got? Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio's the Secretary of State. It's my mom's boss. I work with voter choice. He'll help you get on ballots. That's their mission. Yeah, he does, but I think he also sees... I mean, he's a Democrat. He's like a true blue Democrat, right? I think he sees... Like, I completely support Elon in creating the America Party. I am very much behind him on this. You know what I'm saying? What pause? Which pause? Oh yeah, you know, for dramatic effect. I gotta keep you guys on the edge of your seats sometimes, you know? I can't just be so predictable all the time. What is he saying? Let's see. Duopoly, I would shut down in a nanosecond the Democratic and Republican parties together. The definition of anti-competitive collusion. Okay. This was back in 2020, but okay. Still interesting. Hello.
We were talking about nerd stuff, so I'm interested.
What nerd stuff was I talking about? Superman?
Well, yeah, right now you have Superman up, and that's considered nerd stuff, and so I'm interested.
Yeah, do you remember on the last stream where we were talking about how there were a bunch of lefties saying that Superman was about Israel-Palestine?
Yeah, because
one
Neil
group
was technically about it.
Because one... Have you seen it yet?
Nope.
Very difficult to talk about. Well, spoilers.
No, go ahead and talk about it.
One country in this situation that was being oppressive towards another country, it was a white country, and the other country was brown. And that's literally all it was.
Oh.
And so they were all like, oh my God, it's Israel, Palestine! But he finished writing the first draft of the script in May of 23, so the war hadn't even started yet. That's not spoilers. That's not spoilers. That was as vague as I could do it to make my point. How do you expect two dominant players in a duopoly to act? First rule of the market share leader is always to retain power. To retain power, you have to win primaries. Until we change how we elect, there will be no long-term thinking. Yeah, but, Mark, you're saying this shit to get likes. You know full well that in order for us to have, like, multiple parties beyond two, we have to have, like, fundamental changes to the structure of the country and how it works. Like, you can't just be like, oh, yeah, you're going to have another party, right? It's just not built that way, which is why we like what Elon is doing. We like what Elon is doing because all it serves to do is siphon votes away from the Republican Party. It's not going to be a successful party unless they do like a huge grassroots movement. And really, it seems like for the most part, the only party it's going to divide is the Republican. There'll be some, stragglers from the left side, but yeah, might be one superhero movie I watch in a long time. Yeah, it was really good. Thunderbolts was good, but he hasn't watched all the other Marvel stuff, so he's not going to get it. He hasn't watched all the other Marvel stuff, and yet he sits there shitting on it all of the time. Very frustrating. Yeah. He says, Casper. Wait, are you still in here? Casper. Oh, you're deafened. I think the last Marvel movie he thinks was good was The Incredible Hulk, which is wild. You're missing out on so much good stuff, buddy. Do you just like really just not like Disney? Is that the whole thing? Okay. Like anything Disney, or are you like an old Disney liker and just like hate new Disney? Like, do you like, like Snow White and like the classics and shit? Hey, Sarah! How you doing? Welcome. Oh, I want a few more people to come. I have a cool announcement for everybody. Chillin', Sarah. Hanging out. Of course, old Disney's American Treasure. So what is it about new Disney in particular that gives you such a hate boner? Is it Star Wars, or like what is it? Okay. What about Disney Pixar?
Has Pixar ever actually been, excuse me, traditional animation though?
No, that's why I said, what about Disney Pixar? I don't know, most of it's just soulless?
Yeah.
Most of
I think
Pixar
after
is
Frozen.
soulless? Have you
I
seen...
think he means animation in general.
Oh.
I think Namboroni means animation in general, which I agree. Anything after Frozen.
Disney in general. There are some pretty good gems. Although, did Pixar, like, split from Disney, though, at one point? I think they did. I don't think they're normal. Coco
I was going to
really
say Coco
good.
was... Yeah.
Coco was good. Turning Red was actually pretty good. But that was, like... And Inside Out was pretty good.
Ron Ruins Everything was really good, but it didn't get any promotion time, ad time, so no one knew about it. But Ron Ruins Everything is really good. I like that over Turning Red.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. Let's see. Big Hero 6 was so good, but that was a while ago. I actually kind of liked Lightyear. Onward was kind of boring.
Onward was fine.
Elementals was just not great. It was boring to me. Soul was really good.
I liked Soul.
Yeah, Soul was really good. Anyway, are they supposed to be doing like a Wall-E sequel?
No. Why? That's a cash grab.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it's good.
How to Train Your Dragon. Well, you
I
guys
heard-
don't know, but I'm obsessed with How to Train Your Dragon. It was
That's great.
very,
That's
very
DreamWorks.
Yeah, but I was just saying it's really, really good. It is live action, but it's not the same way.
Oh,
as,
the new one.
you know,
The live action one. I heard it was good too. Maga Daniel told me
live
it was
action
really good.
really good.
Yeah, the
I'm
animation,
obsessed.
the animation lately of Pixar has been an issue. But apparently, I think Elio is supposed to be like the last one with this animation look. How I feel is more important than anything or anyone. Family's everything. Work hard, do good. How I feel is more important than anything or anyone. Huh.
How do we feel about the live action Lilo and Stitch?
I haven't seen it. I have
I won't
not
see it.
seen it. I heard it was good.
I heard they completely 180'd all of the characters.
Oh,
and the
really?
story.
I thought it like did well at the
Yeah.
box office.
Maybe because of all the millennials like myself who wanted to go see it, and then I waited, and then everyone's like, "Oh, well, yeah, Ohana does not mean family." Apparently, in the live action one.
They ruined Nani.
Oh, they
didn't
fucking ruined Nani. Yeah,
Oh
they did.
man. All right. Well, now that a bunch of us are here, I have something cool to talk about, right, Casper?
But
You know what?
don't get me into this.
What do you mean? Don't get you into this? You bought tickets
Don't
too.
get me into this. Yeah, but I wasn't gonna tell people.
Really?
You know.
Oh.
Well, it's too late now. Cat out of the bag. Go ahead and say it.
On
I say
October
like-
4th. On October 4th, we are going to see Tiny live debating here in LA. And I'm very excited. I'm gonna be fucking dope. He's doing his anti-Trump tour or whatever. So that is going to be so fucking cool. Hey, Rainrex. L Rainrex. Not sure how to say that. Welcome, bud. So yeah, I'm fucking stoked for that. It's going to be super cool. Apparently he's doing like little signing and a hangout afterwards. Maybe I'll get a chance to talk to him. It'd be cool. But yeah, that'll be dope. I want to see if maybe I'll be able to, and I'm assuming no, but I'll ask. Maybe I'll be able to like IRL stream some of it, and that would be cool. You guys could watch. But I'm assuming probably no. But I'm gonna see if I can ask if that's okay. I'm sure I could do it afterwards for a little bit. When he's doing like the signings and shit. So yeah, so maybe I'll go up and like when I like shake his hand or whatever shit, I'll have him like give you all a shout out or some shit like that. So anyway, that was the thing I was real excited for. I'm still super excited for it. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna be hiding in the corner. Come on, you think he's not gonna want to meet one of his mods in person? Let's go, Neighbor Rooney. Congrats, brother. Well, I'm going to be right up there. I'm going to be saying hello, what's good? I've been subscribed to you for over a year. I think you're fucking awesome. Say hi to my community, which is mostly people from your community. No, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm trying to see if I can encourage Maggot Daniel to buy a debate ticket, but I don't think he will. I think he's more likely to just, you know, come along if he's going to come. And I want to see if we can get Daniel Liddick to come with us as well.
Why not Maggot Daniel?
I want to get him to come. He says he said it depends on if he's going to have to work or not. So he's going to let me know closer to it. Otherwise, yeah, he's in. But I don't think what I was saying is I don't think he's going to want to like buy a debate ticket is what I'm saying, right?
Oh, I didn't buy a debate ticket. I bought an audience ticket.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to buy a debate ticket. You're only supposed to buy a debate ticket if you're pro-Trump. I would love to see that, Neighbor Rooney. I mean, it would be kind of a slaughter, though. Like, you guys have watched me debate him. I love him to death, but, like, you know, I kind of kick his ass, so. Hey, Daniel! Okay, Daniel, did you hear what we were talking about? Yes, do it. I want you to come, buddy. And if there's anyone in my audience who's in LA, like, let me know and come with us. Okay, Daniel, October 4th, Tiny is in town doing his anti-Trump debate tour. Casper's going, I'm going. We're going to try and get MAGA Daniel to go. You got to come with us. She's going to wear a pretty dress. Here, let me get the link for you, bud. Tickets. Awesome. October 4th, Los Angeles, California. Let's go. Boom. If you want to come, there you go. It would be fucking dope to have you there. Have a little, you know, like a little bit of an IRL meetup for the stream, as well as those of us who are fans of Tiny, and one of us who isn't, probably. And it's just going to be a good time. I mean, like, you've talked to him. He's just a good dude, you know, whether he likes Tiny or not.
He will be a fan.
I don't think so.
If not, I'm bringing my chauffeur who doesn't do debates at all. He's probably going to walk outside and just go roam the streets, honestly, for the 3 hours. Find the nearest bar.
Pangburn, Daniel. Pangburn. So, yeah. Super excited. Oh, it's going to be fun. We'll probably do... I'm sure... If we can't, like, stream any of the debate itself, I'm sure I'll do a little bit of IRL stream, you know, like, afterwards, with all of us hanging out. Maybe we'll all go get, like, a drink or something after. My dad's gonna be there. It's gonna be fun. Yes. Yes. Dad is coming. He bought his ticket as well. Wait, what are you talking about? What interview?
Oh, you don't get to talk to someone, they're going to talk to you?
Oh yeah, Sleepy. Oh, I wish Sleepy could come, but he's not. He's not around here. Oh fuck! I made a mistake. Neighbor Rooney, what interview are you talking about? You recorded yourself answering questions. It's super awkward.
Oh, I hate
Oh,
those.
for that interview. Oh, that sucks. Right. Yeah, I realized what you were talking about. Boo. Neighbor Rooney got an interview, and we're very happy for him.
Yeah, it's still an interview.
Wait, what? North or South Carolina?
That's where Sleepy's located.
Oh. Yeah, Daniel, you gotta try and come with us, buddy. It's gonna be so much fun.
What
I think he's
reservations?
on one of the reservations. One of the native reservations. Yes, I'll try to make it. Well, you know, that's not a very firm confirmation, but okay.
In Daniel's field of work, I don't think you can really make those kinds of plans that in advance.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time. Good time. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for like when he would come to LA for something.
Honestly,
Because
me too.
you know who we have here. You know the fucking person that we have in LA. It's not tiny.
Like literally everyone else. We have everyone else in
Oh,
LA.
I'm thinking of Hassan.
I know you were thinking of Hassan, but I'm
Yeah.
like, we have everyone else. Everyone moves here.
Well, and Miami, I guess, is really big now too, and New York. Pisco's always talking about New York. So yeah, that was big. That big announcement. We're very excited. Gonna be awesome. What?
Oh, whenever I go on a road trip, I try to like save a little bit of money to get a little ghost tattoo on my little
Okay.
my half sleeve.
That's cool. They
No,
say
it's
like
only MAGA.
yeah, it's only MAGA. So like they say when you're buying the tickets, you can either buy a debate ticket or like an audience ticket, and where it says for the debate tickets, it says please only buy it if you're pro Trump. So one of the things I wanted to talk about. I don't know. I don't see too many people talking about this yet. Boom. Look at this piece of fucking shit news right here. Well, you could say you're Rabbi Shmuley wearing a bald cap. Wow, thanks. Thought I had
But the
nicer
dollar-
skin than that. Jesus.
But the dollar is only going up. Trump said the dollar value has only been the best it's ever been.
It's not.
No.
Very not. It is very not good. So bad, okay? Let me tell you. It's like there's an incompetent guy at the wheel. Tiny is face blind? He's face blind?
Yeah, he said he's face blind a few times.
Weird. Isn't that the admin's goal? I don't know. I heard something about trying to make exports more competitive. Why would the admin's goal be to reduce the power of the dollar?
Because he wants to increase the value of the Trump coin. I feel like that's
We
just enough
don't
of an
manufacture.
idiotic
We are not a country of manufacturing. We are a country of services. This is so stupid. Ugh. You can't go backwards, bro. You cannot go backwards. That's not how any of this works. He's going to try to like create he's going to have to do deflation in order to do that, which is going to wreck the economy. Oh my god, I'm pulling it up. Oh my god. If you pair a purposeful devaluation of the dollar with inflation, that's just bad news, bro. It means things are going to be more expensive, but the power of the money that we have to buy those things carries less value. This isn't even complicated economics. This is shit a fucking 2-year-old could understand. Oh. Oh my god. That's so dumb.
Why would we want to even do that? Like, I know I'm reading the article, Neighboruni. I just don't understand why he would even do that.
He's trying to make our exports cheaper. But the problem is, first of all, we're already one of the biggest exports in the world. With those exporters in the world. With our prices. Right? If he lowers the value of the dollar and ups exports, there's a chance that the trade-off won't even do that much. It would just be treading water in a sense. There's a good chance of that being the case. Second of all, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money to build all the manufacturing that we would have to do in order to do those exports. So it's going to take... there's just so many barriers in the way of this being successful. And for what? To get a couple more percentages of exporting? For what? We're already one of the biggest exporters in the world, and we are the #1 provider of services in the world. This doesn't make any sense. Why? Like, there's just no reason for this. Yo, these fuckers are pissing me off. Seriously. Fuck. Ugh. Oh, Daniel. I don't know if you saw me. Oh, God. Oh, you don't. You don't say. Okay, okay. Dollars as a reserve currency is not a privilege, but a costly burden? They actually don't want to be the world reserve currency. These people, they're insane. They're insane. They're fucking insane. And the thing is, like, this is like,
Oof. Work.
this isn't even like, it doesn't even need to be this complicated. There's very simple understanding of this issue. And all of this is going into the little bits and bobs, and that's fine. And that makes sense. But it's not even that complicated. All right. We can save it. We can save it for we'll save it for next time. We'll start a deep dive. Cuz I don't think anyone else is covering this, right? This could be good for YouTube, for YouTube clips. Get me on the map a little bit. Okay. I've got it in my notes. We'll start with this on Monday. I'll take my Vyvanse like a little bit later in the day so that I can stay focused on it all the way through. Yeah. No, I'm for it. This will be fun. I'm going to be very fucking upset the whole way through. Damn. Bunch of people just left. What did I do? What did I do? All right. My mom did finance. I like to talk with her about it. She did finance at Wharton, actually. I have good conversations with her. All right, let's see what else we got. So, I find this to be very interesting. Tell me if you guys are thinking the same thing that I am about this. This isn't going to give us anything. This is just another attempt to make it look like he's doing something when he's really not. Oh, well, it's right there in the sub-headline. Exactly. It's a grand jury testimony. Like, okay, what is that going to give us? That's not actually going to give us any of the client info. That's not what a grand jury does. Yeah, exactly. And yet I see like MAGAs all over the internet going, oh, see, Democrats, see? And I'm like, you guys don't understand what a grand jury is and what the purpose of it is. So yeah, that's their key jingling. Here we are. Same place as before. Nothing new. And nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens is like 100 for 100 right now. It is interesting to watch them all push back on Trump and to see Trump kind of spurg out about it on Truth Social. Talk shit about his own supporters. Now, I don't know if this is old, but I saw a little bit about this. Did you guys see this Katie Johnson affidavit?
What do you want, Thor?
Oh.
He's trying to be a part of the debate too. He wants his commentary heard.
Let me see if this is real, if it was just internet bullshit. You never know nowadays.
Trump tells Bondi to seek release of Epstein grand jury testimony.
Good. Good. Good, neighbor Rooney. Is this real? I don't know. I guess this is real. So, hang on. Yeah, we were talking about it, Daniel. Are they going to verify this? Because I want to make sure. I don't want to play this if it's like bullshit. And her face is blurred out, and I don't know, there's just not a lot of shit here, which makes me think it's either not real or it hasn't been confirmed. Okay, so I guess this was an affidavit of a woman who sued Trump and Epstein back in 2016. This video has been on the internet before. I'm not so sure how real it is at this point, which makes me hesitate to show it. But I'll show a little bit of it anyway, just in case.
I came to this interview on my free will. No, there was nothing promised to me for doing this interview.
Excellent.
Yes, everything that I say at this interview will be the truth. I met Donald Trump at some parties I attend that I was working for Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. There was about 3 or 4 times that I had encounters with Donald Trump. I was 13. The first time that I met Donald Trump.
We all heard that part? Can everybody hear this? Casper says she can't hear it. You can hear it? Yeah, Casper, I don't know why yours is always so low. Everybody else can hear it. Oh no, Daniel! Oh no, buddy. What a shame. What a shame. I don't know why. Everybody else says it's fine on their end. I have no clue. If I put it up too loud, everyone else's eardrums are going to blow out. Let me see. All right, guys. The thing is, like, I've done it so that it doesn't overpower my voice. Let me see if this is better.
There was
Is this
about
way louder?
3 or 4 times
Can you hear
that
me?
I had encounters with Donald.
Did that make, like, a big difference? Okay. Is it too loud for the rest of you guys, or is it fine?
Trump. I was 13.
All right. I'm just going to play it. All right. I'm going to go back to the beginning.
I came to this interview on my free will. No, there was nothing promised to me for doing this interview.
Excellent.
Yes, everything that I say at this interview will be the truth. I met Donald Trump at some parties I attend that I was working for Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. There was about 3 or 4 times that I had encounters with Donald Trump. I was 13. The first time that I met Donald Trump was at a party at Jeffrey Epstein's mansion. There was an orgy going on, and he was kind of watching off in the distance. And he basically asked if I could come over and give him a hand job. And at first, I wasn't very comfortable with it. This was like my first party, and I didn't think that was my responsibility. But my recruiter told me that I needed to do it, so I agreed to. And
are we all listening to this, by the way? Because this is kind of fucking insane.
Then he, I said...
Model recruiting, she just said she was told to give Donald Trump a hand job. Let me back it up a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
My recruiter told me that I needed to do it, so I agreed to. And then he, I began to. Sorry, this is a little difficult, but before I gave him a hand job, he kind of slapped my hand away and said, "You need to use a glove." And the recruiter ran over and handed me a glove and said, "No one touches Mr. Trump's penis without a glove." So I needed to use a glove. I gave him a hand job, and then immediately after, he had an orgasm, he left, and I didn't see him again at that party. Jeffrey Epstein is a billionaire friend of Donald Trump's that was responsible for throwing the sex parties. There was, I originally came to New York trying to be a model, and in my travels, I met a girl named Tiffany there who was very interested in me and said that, that's what she did, is that she helped girls, get what they wanted, and she could help me get into modeling, that she knew a lot of people that were higher ups and that it would be no problem. And so that's why, but I would just basically have to come model at a couple of events and meet some people. It would be no sweat. So, of course I went, that sounded like no big deal. And she was recruiting the girls to come to these parties. And they all looked, most of them were, my age. There was, maybe a couple girls that were maybe 14 or 15, but it seemed to me like we were all very young, so.
Okay.
Jeffrey Epstein knew that I was 13 years old. When he interviewed me, he asked me to get down to my bra, just my panties, and I thought that was weird, but modeling, maybe it was something about my figure. And he asked that I give him a massage. So and then he asked me my age. He asked me, and I told him, told him that I was 13. I told him why I was there. And he basically said, "Well, you'll do. I'm sure that you'll fit pretty nicely here." And then he tried to basically slip himself inside of me, and I pushed him away, and I said, I'm because at that point in time I still believed that there was models and then there was the girls that did that. Like, I thought there was a separation. So I told him that I wasn't interested in that, but he said that I would do. And as far as Donald Trump, he knew that I was 13, and I believe that Tiffany told him he seemed to take a liking to me because I was I was so young, and I was also a virgin, so I don't know. It seemed like he wasn't really into having girls that were like.
So I think this was in 2016 when she recorded this.
By the other guys, he kind of, the whole glove. He kind of liked things to be his first. If that, for lack of a better term, but he was the one who wanted to get to a girl before everyone else did. Donald Trump knew that I was 13 because the first night that I was there, Tiffany actually suggested that she had a whole bunch of different wigs, and I expressed interest in them. I always told her that I would love to walk around with blue hair.
No,
so I tried
she recorded this in 2016. She's not 13 here. She's like older. I think it was like in the 90s. Yeah.
On, and there was a blonde wig that she said that looked great on me, so I wore that wig. And Donald Trump had specifically asked about me because I remind him of his daughter, and she said, well, she's 13 as well. So he knew the first time that he saw me, but he took a liking to me because I look like his daughter. The reason I'm coming out now is when it happened originally, I just wanted to forget about the whole incident. And when I saw that he was running for president, I felt that it was my responsibility to come out and tell our country what kind of man this person is.
Yeah.
I don't think that he should even be the dog catcher, let alone running the greatest country.
Wait a minute. Is that where Hassan got his bullshit dog walker thing from her? Oh, yeah, of course. Everybody remembers
After I
that
met
statement.
Tiffany at the bus station, she took me to, basically went to her house, her apartment, and got ready. I put on a blonde wig because it seemed fun to pretend to be someone different, but we went to the party that I was basically interviewing for, and Jeffrey Epstein was the one that was running the party. He had a quick meeting with everyone that was employed there, and then he had a private interview with me. The first time that I met Jeffrey Epstein, he did try to force himself inside of me without getting the go-ahead or anything. And then it was probably about the third or fourth party is when he basically forced. It was another massage, and it was basically
Maybe
like it
neighborhood,
wasn't
I think
sex,
so.
but there was penetration, and I told him that I didn't want that, but he kind of got a little irritated. So I don't know. There was something about him that I guess I kind of held him I held a lot of resentment towards him. By that time that happened, I kind of already started catching on that maybe I wasn't there for modeling, and maybe I was just getting used for things, and I felt that kind of held him responsible. I did receive money to go to these parties. After every party, I was paid by Mr. Epstein. There wasn't. Out of all the girls that were there with me, most of them were 13, 14. I think the oldest one might have been 16, just turned 16. And she'd been there for a while. It was Tiffany. He liked to watch other people have sex. He's a germ, doesn't like germs, so he, rather than partaking, he just watches. So Tiffany had informed him that I was the virgin, and so I was basically, so it was Tiffany who introduced us.
Okay.
Second time that I saw Mr. Trump was same scenario. He was onlooking at an orgy, and Tiffany came over to me and said that Donald Trump had requested that I perform oral sex on him, and I'd never done something like that with anybody, so I was a little nervous. So I walked up to him, and he was sitting there very proud, and I just kind of moved in that direction, and he kind of slapped me away and said, "What are you doing? You know, you need to put a condom on," like I was some dirty filth or something without a condom. Tiffany ran over and handed him a condom and apologized, profusely, and said that would never happen again. And she looked at me and scolded me basically like a child and said that, that's not how, Donald Trump always, anytime you touch his penis, it needs to have a condom on or a glove, and especially when it comes to performing oral sex. So I apologized, and then I performed oral sex on him. And once he was done, he hopped up, but that's the last I saw of him at that party. It's like once he's done, he's out. So. Okay. Sometimes before some of the things that I noticed that were weird with him was sometimes before the parties he would come over, and Jeffrey Epstein and himself would kind of banter back and forth, and he was Donald Trump was very racist. He said a lot of racist things. Like there was a lot of comments towards Mr. Epstein about being Jewish, and called him a Jew bastard.
It's okay, we're kind of used to that at this point in the game.
So that he was cheap, and there was some words I didn't even understand. Something about his the shape of his penis being directly related to his mole, or I'm not too familiar with the Jewish traditions, so. But I'm pretty sure that whatever he was saying wasn't very nice. Also referred to, people of Hispanic or, Hispanic name, they called them spics. That was around the first time that the World Trade Center had gotten bombed in the 90s. And he was, talking about the towel heads and how, we would just be better off if we, didn't let him in, or basically got rid of every single one that was already here. And I felt it made me really uncomfortable, really, really uncomfortable. He also loved to call black people niggers, and Arabic people he called and niggers.
Oh! Shit! Jesus.
It was a quote. It was a quote. It was a quote.
I know.
That he tried to give me some money was our last encounter together.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay, Daniel.
He acted out a rape
fantasy.
fantasy.
Listen, nothing of it was about COVID, so I should be fine.
It just, I was forced to give that money back because Jeffrey Epstein paid us after the party. So, but he just gave me the money. I don't even know why he gave it to me. Maybe to make me feel more cheap, but it was a pretty. It was a rape fantasy to him, but I wasn't playing. So there was those 2 times, and then there was after the next thing that Tiffany approached me with was that he had a fantasy where he walked in on his maids basically making out, and that it was some type of fantasy for him. So she asked, at that point I was like, I don't want to be involved with anything that has to do with him. But she's like, you were just basically the other one. So there's nothing that you will have to do. Just don't, he's requesting you to be involved. So I reluctantly, I felt like I didn't have a choice there, but it was basically he's walking in, his 2 maids. I was one of the maids. I was the white maid. And there was a Spanish girl, Maria, who was the Hispanic maid. And we were making out, and he walks in, and he gets really angry and threatens to call immigration on Maria if she doesn't come over and make things right and give him a blowjob. So while she is over there giving him a blowjob, I am just trying to, I'm supposed to look scared, like, oh no, and cleaning up things and pretending like I'm trying to go back to my job as a maid. And then he's being so rude to Maria. I felt so bad for her, even though I guess just didn't seem like a fantasy. It didn't seem like it's the weirdest fantasy as far as that. He was threatening to call immigration on her, so that she didn't know how to, she wasn't even near going down to give him, perform oral sex on him before he slapped her away and said, what are you doing? You need to put a condom on, and she's trying to, I'm so sorry, and he's like, you can't even understand what you're saying, it just, speak English,
Jesus.
He called her derogatory comments, and then he's like, you know what, you don't know what you're doing, have her come over and show you.
And that's all we get in the free version. I guess you have to pay for. There's a website to get the full one that this guy put it up on, which is shitty of him, by the way. So yeah, that's crazy. Pretty fucking insane. Anyway, yeah, I saw that this week and I was like shocked I hadn't seen it before. Anyway, I think that's most of the stuff I had on my list to go over. Let's see if there's some good shit to watch. What's this? Have you guys seen this? Is this any good? I haven't seen this yet. The Wall Street Journal letter thing on Epstein. That he's suing them over. I don't have a subscription. The crazy thing is like a lot of MAGA sees this letter and they're like rallying around him because of it, which is crazy. It doesn't have it. Archive doesn't have it. Yeah. So there's a couple debates here. Couple debates here that look interesting. There's this one which I haven't seen yet. I don't know if any of you have. And then Loner debating Tectone on Iran. So we'll do a little poll. Cryptocurrency bill. President Donald Trump on Friday signed the first major federal law governing cryptocurrency, a business that Trump's family has begun forging strong ties to for recent years. As a representative passed Genius Act Thursday with bipartisan support. Okay. Regulations aimed at making a specific kind of digital currency called stablecoins more accessible and mainstream. That kind of makes sense. Over the last few years, Trump, once a crypto skeptic, has begun to tout himself as the most crypto-friendly commander-in-chief in U.S. history and push for Congress take up the issue on the campaign trail. Pledge to bring back blah, 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 blah. Stable coins, cryptocurrency, other value tied to a stable asset. Okay, blah, 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 blah. What does it do exactly, though? Yeah, but you can address this in later legislation. I feel like a lot of times you have to have people like make fucked up mistakes like that before it happens. But they'll do it eventually, I think. Regulate some cryptocurrencies. Good. Nice. Okay. This is probably good. I mean, there are some weaknesses here, but that can be fixed later. This is probably a good step forward towards cryptocurrency regulation. This doesn't seem too bad. Tiny debate 1. So we will watch tiny debate. Weak regulations. Yeah, but you can improve regulations as we see how things go. Right? This is one of those things where we kind of have to know a lot more about how it actually works in practice, and then we can adjust regulations on that. Oh, Elizabeth Warren doesn't like it? Why am I not surprised? Bill features a stipulation that would prohibit any member of Congress or senior executive branch official from issuing a payment stablecoin product during their time in public service. Hey. Wait, doesn't that mean that Trump's coin wouldn't have been valid under this? Anyway, that's interesting. All right.
Have you never had social interactions where you have to gauge whether or not the joke's gonna land well or not? If you haven't done that before, go outside and make some friends. Everyone else understands that yes, you do a preemptive calculation to figure out whether or not something will land well or not. And unfortunately, in the case of Stephen's joke, it landed well with his base and certain liberals who are very angry at the hypocrisy of the right, and it didn't land well with anybody else that he might try to build a relationship with later.
Yes,
and in fact,
but wait,
it is
you're
as a
talking about
result
social interactions.
nuking
That's
him
every
from
single offensive joke ever. It lands well with your
Oh shit, he's arguing with Kyla.
group, and it doesn't land well with the other group. The only difference is here, we're trying to say like, oh my god, like our jokes.
I can't even with the rescissions package. I can't even with the rescissions package. It just makes me so sad.
Have to land well with literally everybody, or else we're gonna be offended over it.
Steven, you've gotten lazy in your argumentation. I'm not that guy. I talk about George Floyd.
I'm not talking about you. This ain't about you, Chief. This is about you. This is about you. I care about you.
Yes, they did view you as liberal. I don't know what the f to tell you because I get the feedback all the time.
If he's the one good, then why did they vote for them?
My own existence. Then you get on my existence, right? You who exist
I think
in this
you're collecting the wrong data.
Welcome, one and all, to yet another episode of Wick TV. It's a cross-ideological space where we come together and talk about issues both political and cultural, from the silly to the serious. Today, we are going to be talking about edgy jokes, dehumanization, and whether or not influencers, public figures, etc., on our side, the anti-Trump side, have a responsibility to behave well in public settings. As most of you are aware, after the Texas floods, Destiny put out a tweet saying the following: "I heard God killed those kids because they were using NordVPN, promo code Destiny, to get around the Texas ban." This is not the first time Destiny's engaged in such dark humor. Asmongold recently made a comment that he thinks such statements and jokes are counterproductive and work against his goals. So we're going to talk about it today. Is this humor a good way to expose Republican hypocrisy and raise awareness of issues? Or is it undermining the work of opposing Trump?
But he is also trying to make a point.
Quote unquote, should we go? Does when they go low, we go lower help us or hurt us? And we've got quite the cast to talk about it, including the man himself. So we're just going to go around, quick opening thoughts, and then we'll get into the meat of it. We're going to start with counterpoints. Go ahead.
Yeah, so in my opinion, it's not about dark, edgy jokes in particular. Obviously, we all like a good step joke every now and then. That's not the problem. The problem is what is gained and what is lost. Also, the hybridization of alt media and mainstream media. That's the real question here. Just as an example, I did get it confirmed that roughly billions of dollars were spent on advertising.
We got spam. Does it look like I'm streaming to zero, motherfucker? Spammer? Is that the number that you see? Because that's not the number that I see. Bitch. Deleted.
In the 2024 election, and roughly $100 million got spent on newspaper ads by the Democratic Party in 2024. Democrats are scared of alternative media. The reason why they're scared of alternative media is because we have people like Vosh jerking off to kitty horse. We have people like Hassan, hanging out with terrorists, and we got Destiny talking about dead kids in Texas and how they deserve to die because they were jerked, with using a VPN. So this is the kind of shit that is going to push normies away. It's going to push the mainstream away. It's going to push those dollars away. And so as a result, it's not whether or not you can make up jokes. I don't give a shit about that. What I give a shit about is we got real work to do.
Okay, Destiny, answer for your crime.
He's dunking on himself.
Yeah, I don't really think there's much of a downside unless you let there be a downside. I think that conservatives are allowed to have humor. I thought comedy was legal again. And I think that the big issue with Democrats being scared of alternative media is that they're scared of like any environment that they don't have like optimal control over. And I think they dramatically overestimate how much the public gives a fuck about edgy jokes. I think it has less to do with edgy jokes and more to do with who has the power in the situation. And so if you have the power, it's unironically like what conservatives used to say, find out who you can't make fun of and then you'll find out who controls you. And for a lot of things, yeah, conservatives can just make the most insane jokes ever and be fine. And Democrats have to be like tiptoeing around every single topic. I think it's funny to make jokes and we should keep making jokes.
Hey, we're going to talk about it. I'm sure. Not so erudite. Kyla, please.
Yeah, so I want to have this conversation because I care about real political outcomes. I think if we claim to be evidence-based, left-leaning commentators who want to fight misinfo and push for positive change, we need to be honest about what works. So it's fine for advocacy to reflect our personalities, but if we just do something because it feels good, it's probably important that we don't confuse that with what's effective. And what I would argue for is we don't have to be maximally effective at all times, right?
Listen, here's the realistic thing. I'm probably going to agree with Kyla on this. I think he's been a bit impulsive, and I get he's making a point. And he probably misses the blood sports days. But, like, you're like in your mid-30s now, bud. Time to start acting like it.
For that necessarily. But the evidence...
I wish. That would be great. Where are you, Mr. Beast? Come throw me some cash.
typically shows, whether it's psychological theory or basic behavioral science, that shame and being super nasty typically is a bad motivator for change, particularly for people who view you as the outgroup. And so in my mind, if the goal is to move people and actually shifts hearts
That's
and minds.
funny, and she's right about that. And I remember I was having, I don't know, some of you were here when I was having an argument with Ryan, and he was making exactly the opposite argument, that shame is the #1 thing to make people change their minds. And I'm sitting here like, that doesn't seem to be the case at all.
We need to make sure that we're being mindful of like how we're coming across, right? If we want to claim moral superiority, well, then we can't be doing things that make us look morally more questionable. If we think that scorching or going scorched earth and dunking leads to progress, we should probably stop kidding ourselves. It probably doesn't. And I think one of the things I think is Stephen's strength specifically is his ability to kind of be that token liberal in conservative spaces. I think he's been effective at being like that one liberal where they go, this guy's
That
pretty
is so important. That is so important. That's one of the reasons why I think he needs to chill on this stuff. Let somebody who's a fucking crazy lefty who conservatives are never going to talk to anyway be that guy, right? Like, you gotta be the one that can have conversations with conservatives, but when you say shit like that, they don't want to talk to you.
which essentially introduces a fundamental binary paradigm shift for a lot of people listening. And I think that that's really important to do. And my suspicion is that this type of joke, while I don't really care about edgy jokes in and of themselves, my suspicion is that essentially this joke was more offensive than it was funny, and you lost a whole bunch of social capital with people that I think you could be more effective if you maintain that social capital with. I have a feeling that my criticisms of Soypill and Stephen will be somewhat different. So right now I'm angling them more at Stephen, but I'm sure as we talk, there'll be stuff that is more directed at Soypill. So yeah.
Oh, we'll get to Soypill in a second. Soypill, speaking of the devil, go ahead.
Yeah, so I thought Destiny's joke's pretty funny, but somehow the right wing was able to capitalize this and shift the conversation from horrible.
Wait, for what? For what, neighbor Uni? Tell me it's Israel-Palestine. I hope they get good people to debate him and not just like the usual Jubilee slop debaters. Surrounded versus conservatives. Aww. Lame. Come on, Jubilee. You know everyone wants to see him debate Israel-Palestine. Why are you doing that?
Policy by Ted Cruz and the right wing got a bunch of people killed too. Oh, some guy was mean. So we're letting the right wing drive this outrage machine. They don't care. Marjorie Taylor Greene can call us all files. She doesn't get repercussions. The only reason we're allowed to do it now is because they're blocking the Epstein file release. But vibes do matter. And look at the vibe conversation. Like, Kamala didn't lose because she was too mean. She lost because she didn't go on these podcasts where she could be more authentic. Joe Rogan, Theo Von, Nelk Boys, and they tell Holocaust jokes, like all sorts of wild. Like, it's this idea that, oh, well, you're not authentic enough, but also you have to be prim and proper and perfect because if you don't, like, you're not cool. I'm not arguing for there to be no policing. We can call it illegal things like calls to violence, sex crimes, but why waste our time complaining about optics to some arbitrary amount of voters who care about optics over policy? I'm willing to change my mind. I don't know, Kyla, you might have this. If you can show me some data that says, oh, voters left the Democrats because of crass humor and meanness, but I've heard far more people say they leave the left because they're policing too much and telling white men to sit down and be quiet. So I say let the white boys have their summer. Stop wasting energy clutching your pearls at nothing. Save it for educating people on policy that actually matters. We tried to go high. When they go low, we lost 2 elections doing it. They're going to find outrage regardless. It's a waste of time.
And with that, let's open the floor. Go ahead, gang.
Yeah,
Sure.
so actually, let's go ahead and you tell me, number one, which part is funny. I'll tell you which part is funny to me, and then also tell me where we're talking about Ted Cruz's policy, because that's part of your rebuttal, is that there's this 3,000 IQ appeal to hypocrisy understanding baked into the tweet. So let's see if we can find that through some literary analysis. So I heard God killed those kids, okay, because they were using NordVPN. I'm not done yet. Oh, you think that's funny? No, do you want me to tell you why I think the joke is funny? In a second. So they were using NordVPN promo code Destiny. Hold on, real quick. I just want to explain.
It'll still be interesting to watch. Oh god, I have to do this fucking thing again. So dumb.
My family lineage is settlers from the 1500s. So
you don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
You're not.
What are you talking
about? Oh,
You're
no.
a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Oh, no.
What can I say?
Al-Qarinj.
I'm a fascist. Yeah.
Bro, that was cringe. Even for me. Jesus Christ.
You're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
I gotta see that again.
You don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
That's pretty cringe, bro.
You're not.
What are you talking about?
You're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you could say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even like... I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
My first claim is...
Okay, yeah, we're definitely watching this. These people are fucking insane.
Donald Trump is pro-crime and pro-criminal. Donald Trump is defying the Constitution. Immigrants, overall, are good for America. Donald Trump's plan for Gaza is ethnic cleansing. I'm Mehdi Hassan. I'm a journalist. I'm the editor of Zeteo. And today I'm
Yeah, but he's right on that point, so...
surrounded by 20 far-right conservatives.
All right. Yeah, maybe. What day is it coming out? On the weekend. Yeah, cuz I'll be streaming on Monday. He'll probably watch it Monday during the day, but if not, then I will beat him to it. But he'll probably watch it on Monday, unless he's still trying to power through all the COVID stuff.
The promo code, as much as I hated this fucking joke and it pissed me off, promo code VPN was hysterical. Like,
That's the part I thought was funny.
That's the funniest part of the joke, right?
Okay.
All right. Now, to get around the Texas ban, gross. The girls who got killed were 8 years old to 13 years old. Okay. Now, where is the appeal to hypocrisy amongst conservatives, and where's the explanation of, like, Republicans canceling funding for ARP for doing the siren in this area?
Well, so you're attacking two different arguments in the same breath. Well, one of them you're saying that somehow edgy jokes must also be calling out hypocrisy. I don't think that's necessary. I just
No, that's the speaking of the position that DGG is doing, 100%.
Well, I'm not DGG. If you want to talk to DGG, talk to them. I'm talking
Well,
to the... Well, no, I'm saying that edgy jokes are fine, and we should also be calling out hypocrisy from the Republicans. You don't need to do these things in the same breath.
What, is it bad? All right, I'll do it. I'll do my connections now then. Fuck it. We're going in early. Oh, wow. Um... Nope. This is a tough one. See, note, and catch to like notice something or to see something. Hey, to pick up on. um. Only got 2 out of 4. Ooh, it's a tough one. to do with baseball? Ah. Nope. Oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm screwed. I'm not even gonna get two. I'm gonna feel stupid, I'm sure. Nah. I'll fail this one on my own if I have to. I got the green and yellow. Okay, cool. At least I got that. All right. Okay. Yep. Oh, shit. Nope, we're okay. Yeah, that is a good game. Just a good game in general. I don't know. Fuck it. Nope. Yoga backbends, electric blanket. The yoga one, I had no fucking clue though. That was not gonna happen. Shock you like electric eel. Is Is this Belarus?